Happy Halloween, GGC Grizzly family. You're tuned in now to the Grizzly Talk podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. Now, today is not only a special day because it's Halloween, but it's a special episode because we have a good friend here. How the way we do it on the show is we let you to introduce yourself and talk about the RSO that you're representing. Then we get down to the questions. So please.
Hey, my name is Harsha Vinoi, and I'm the Vice President of International Student Association.
So ISA, the International Student Association, is what we're here to do for the podcast. You guys got a lot of exciting things coming out. I am so proud of this RSO because it's international students. You're dealing with a lot of different cultures, which I'm going to ask you questions about the culture environment later on in this podcast. But the first thing we're just going to go ahead and talk about, because this is a huge event you guys coming up. It is the Taste of the World event hosted by the International Student Association. Now, kind of give me a backstory on that. How did that come about? What was the planning process for that event? Because, you got the Taste of the World. You have in different cultures. What was the brain power behind that?
It kind of just, I never actually put any thought into it. It just kind of came because I work at the Office of Internationalization. And the advisor there, she's our advisor for the RSO. She's like, you should do something for this semester. So I was like, okay. So on our constitution, we usually have the Taste of the World event. So I was like, okay, let's just do Taste of the World event. And it just developed into this big event with talent showcase and culture showcase and the culture food part by just collaborating with different organizations.
Okay. That's exciting because you guys, not only you guys have been on our GTP Spotlight, the new segment, infomercial to have this word out. GGC students, this is one event you do not want to miss. Of course, it's coming up November 21st. So I know, we're getting into the finals week. We're getting close to the end of the semester. But this is a good way to come out to this showcase, relax from finals before it's over, and you really get to enjoy one last event here for the campus before everyone goes away for Thanksgiving and start to go out of town for Christmas break. Again, that's November 21st, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the Elva Center Student Center. Now, I heard you guys are still looking for people to participate. How can they get in contact with you if they're interested to join this event?
They can either find us on Presence or follow us on Instagram, ggc_ISA.
Yes.
They can just message us. I usually look at the Instagram, or they can just email me at hvinoy@ggc.edu. The deadline to sign up is November 8th. It's not a hard deadline. It's so I can just get everything together and start the program.
Okay.
Just put everything together. But if they still want to do it, they definitely can join.
That was going to be the next question because I know on the flyer you said, sign up by the 1st, which is technically tomorrow. But it's good that you're kind of extending the due date because, maybe students maybe had second thoughts on it. They probably thinking, okay, maybe I do want to do this, but how's the time constraint like? But that's good. So again, it's pushed back to, you said, the 8th of November. So you still have time, Grizzly family, if you want to partake in this event. ISA, and of course, you guys are partnered with SGA. Now, how is that?
Not just SGA, we're partnering with Office of Internationalization, Student Fashion Association, the Crystallized Student Dance Association, Pakistani Student Association. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something.
So this is a huge event. You got all these different RSOs to come out to this event. Student Fashion Association, they're getting ready for their Retro Fest show. They were on the podcast and they told me about all these different collaborations, but I had no idea that you're partnered up with them with this event. So it's a huge event. So, and you mentioned the Grizzlyettes. Now, Grizzlyettes, they were at Grizzly Fest. They're doing their thing, and I applaud them doing their thing because they're able to show their culture as well, their artistic side for that. So, are they going to be performing in this showcase, or?
Yes, they're performing Caribbean dance. They're the first organization that signed up with me. I was like, they're actually helping me put together everything.
Okay. It's a family. It's a family affair, and I really do love it. I really do. Again, you can see the flyer on their Instagram. Again, that is ggc_ISA for their official Instagram, you guys. It's really cool. All these RSOs, they're doing more Instagram and they're really blowing it up. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the Instagram vibe. While we're on the subject of Instagram, I came across your bio. For y'all's Instagram, and I kind of want to dissect that a little bit. If you know more about it, it says we promote diversity as a sort of strength rather than division. What was the process like? Because I really like that bio. It makes you think about it. How did that come about?
Oh, we took that from the Constitution. It was already there. We're just the executive board. We're just trying to convey that message through our organization and that's what we're doing with this event too. We're bringing together different culture, different RSOs, just making this a grand event. It's just a place for people to just eat some food and relax and just watch people showing who they are.
That's amazing. You have different backgrounds from different locations, different culture. Now, I wanted to kind of talk more about the RSO. And with every podcast, I like to know about the structure of the RSO. I know most RSOs have a treasurer, a vice president, and a president. Now, how is that like? How's that environment like? Do you have your members as just, okay, you're a member of this, or is it like a family kind of vibe to it? Describe what's that vibe like for you guys?
I would say it's more like family member vibe. And we have our meeting. It's not about just, ISA, what are we going to do? But I understand there's international students. It's not just for international students, it's open to everybody. When we have international students coming to the meeting, I try to, when I talk to them, when I have my PowerPoint slides, I try to tell them, there are different events going on campus. You should go check it out. I try to help them to get more involved here at GUC.
Okay. So the next question I had, of course, every RSO has a general body meeting. I know you guys had yours, was it Friday, October 11th? Is that the only time, or is it every Friday, or how's that like?
It's not every Friday. I think we're going to have 2 more meetings for this semester. The next one is going to be November 8th at 1 p.m. in Building A, room 1100. And the other one, I think, is number 15. Is that a Friday?
Okay.
No, is that a Friday, number 15?
I'm not too sure, but I can check real quick on that for the dates on that. You said November 15th, you said?
Yes.
Let's see here. While we're here on the podcast, for sure. Yeah, that is also the Friday, November 15th. Yes.
8 and 15. That's when we're having our last 2 meetings for the semester.
Okay. So you kind of answer to the next question. It's not too late for students who are interested in these RSOs. They can join, or do they have to go through a process to it?
They can just come to the meeting, or they can try to follow us on Presence or Instagram and just come to the meeting and just talk to me, talk to everybody. That's it. There's no real process to add to be part of the group. Yeah,
that's good for RSOs. I know certain RSOs got a certain kind of requirement to join the RSOs. Even for you guys, there is no process. You just come and talk to somebody, talk to the president, talk to VP, talk to you. Just show up, and that's really amazing to see that you guys are kind of spreading that outlook for you. Especially here for GTP, we like to, hey, all members are welcome. If you want your own show on GTP, I'll give it to you. So you guys have, and it's really unique because I think you guys are the first RSO I will believe you guys had a Facebook account. In my knowledge, I know GGC Athletics have a Facebook, but that's really the only RSO that I know has a Facebook. So who's running that, and how's that like? How's that process like? Because with Facebook, you have to kind of keep up with it. You got to make sure that it's marketed right. You got to make sure the right people are liking the page. We're here on their Facebook page right now. So for Grizzly fans, if you're interested, it's facebook.com/internationalggc/. And then it will load up their Instagram account. Of course, you guys can see the Taste of the World flyer and more content out there. Now, are you looking to bring more content to the Facebook, or keep it more so like on Instagram?
With the current students' pamphlet, they're more towards Instagram. It's kind of hard for me to find people in Facebook that currently goes to GGC. Even with the Facebook and GTC, those were kind of given to us. Like, we didn't meet, they was already there. So this organization's been part of GTC for a long time. It has been dead for a year, so this year we're kind of like restarting the organization, building it up again. So when I look at the Instagram and Facebook, it was all old students who either graduated or who doesn't go here. So I kind of had to like find new people to follow and all that.
And what was that process like, trying to find the new people and try to kind of gauge with them and kind of interact with them on social media? How's that process like?
Well, to find new followers, I went to Greenlight's Instagram page and all that. I just followed everybody on their list. That's kind of way you can find people.
And you know what? I'll put a bug in your ear, Harsha. So on our Instagram, we've blown up, but we kind of did the same thing you did, you know? And people ask me, Kennedy, you know, how did you get the followers? How did you do that? Well, I mean, it's that, and it's a little bit of marketing, it's a little bit of keeping your page active and doing things like shout outs and shows and video content, but you follow your other peer members here at GGC. That's how you're able to calculate that many followers. Now, I wouldn't encourage the GGC family to go and follow random people, but we don't just follow anybody who's anybody, but we try to follow the rim of GGC, and that's really that's the key step of how to get your RSO out there. And then again, it's part of a marketing strategy. Most people would tell.
We actually have a group of students who are taking marketing class. They're doing a class project where they have to focus on one RSO and kind of help them with their marketing part. So a group of students actually chose ISA, so they're working on like our marketing plan and like our SWOT analysis, all that fun stuff. So they actually told me to keep the Instagram page active, post more content, and come up with stuff like that.
So I have another question. With your Taste of the World showcase, November 21st, Grizzly family, hopefully you guys come out to that for sure. It's going to be a grand event. November 21st, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We mentioned posting content on social media. Now, are you guys going to put content on the day of the showcase on your Instagram? A lot of RSOs right now, they're doing Instagram stories, so they're kind of letting the fans, the Grizzly family, know what's going on that day with that event, and it's kind of a good marketing strategy, if you will. So are you guys posting content for the Taste of the World showcase?
We will definitely, since you brought that up, I'll make sure one person just walks around with the camera and just keep posting stuff.
Absolutely. So here's what I want to do for the Taste of the World showcase. We're going to plan up for it. I know with us being so busy with podcasting, 12 to 2, that's a good time period to come out to that event. And what I like to do is, kind of give you guys more advertisements for the show, kind of be there and maybe interview some of the people that participate. I don't know if we're going to do a podcast session or maybe a film session, because we did delve into our film kind of session for GTP, but we like to offer that for you guys for sure, because you are that RSO that, you're giving back to your community. You're really understanding students with different backgrounds and different cultures that come here to GGC, being that GGC is the number one diversity school in the southern region. So it's amazing to see what you guys do, what you do, and you're really trying to bring out the internationalness into it. So I like to offer that to you. We'll plan more about that for sure. Again, the Taste of the World showcase. I can't express it enough, y'all. It's November 21st. I recommend you guys come out. It's going to be Student Center, Elder Center. Finals are going to be kind of coming up, and you'll have a little bit of free time before Thanksgiving. So I really, really, really recommend it. Now, are you planning on doing, if you can, I don't know if you can, there's no wrong answer, is there more events to come with ISA that maybe you can tell the fans right now?
For this semester,
or is it a secret?
For this semester, I would say Taste of the World is the last event, but for next semester, I was kind of looking at what ISA used to do, and they did Miss International GEC and Mr. International GEC.
Okay.
That was kind of big event, so I want to bring that back. So I haven't thought about it, but I have to talk to people and try to figure out everything out. But that's something ISA wants to bring back.
Okay, so kind of like a fashion show or a talent show?
It's like a it's like Miss World kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like Miss International. I'm not sure yet. I just see posts, but I have to find the old president. He's part of SGA.
Okay.
So I have to talk to him and see what it was exactly. But yeah.
That's huge. And I on the podcast, on record, I encourage that for you, because again, you have two fashion shows that's coming up in November. Retro fashion show, that's going to be big. GGC Res Life, we're doing a special with them. It's going to be a huge fashion show for them. So I encourage. A couple years ago, a good buddy of mine, his name is Michael. he did a Mr. and Mrs. Caribbean. Now, it was part of the Black Student Union, I want to say, and they did a Caribbean fashion show. So I really encourage it for sure, because fashion show, it's big here at GGC, so I will get on that for sure. Mr. and Mrs. International.
Yeah,
that will be
more like a competition.
Okay.
Even the Mrs. International.
Okay.
Crown and all.
Yeah, it's a good event, and I think people will come out and really have a fun time to that event for sure. But again, November 21st, Taste of the World Showcase, 12 to 2. I'm going to be saying it all over the podcast, so they're probably going to be like, okay, we get it, but it's a event you just don't want to miss. It's a good way to get involved for sure for the GTC Grizzly family. Now, before we wrap up here on the podcast, I like to do shout-outs. So what that is you can shout out your members from ISA, or you can shout out your family members, your dog, your significant other, whatever you want to do to shout out, it's all yours.
Hey Diana, she's my best friend. But I just want to say before we end this, I really want to shout out all the RSOs who has helped me with this setting, with planning this and collaborating with me. Without them, this wouldn't have worked. They're really, like, when I talk to them, they're really interested in participating and spreading the word. It's just amazing how the RSOs really care about including students and helping students and just helping each other to grow GGC as one. That's what we stand for.
Absolutely. Harsha, it has been a pleasure to have you on the podcast show, and I wish you best of luck with Taste of the World Showcase. Hopefully I will be there to do my thing and kind of help aid that out there, but you guys are going to see it on our Instagram about the show leading up until the show, because I really want a lot of students to this particular event, because again, it's a way to express yourself, and you're seeing different cultures, you're seeing different people with different backgrounds, and potentially for marketing and networking. Networking is key. I love networking out there in the business world setting, so it's going to be phenomenal for this event. So that's going to wrap it up here on the Grizzly Talk podcast with ISA, the International Student Association. Go follow their Instagram. It's GGC_ISA. Again, that's GGC_ISA. Have a good following there, and if you want to be a part of it, please reach out to them if you want to be a part of this grand RSO. So that's going to do it. I'm your host, Kennedy Patterson. We'll see you guys in the next podcast.